Okay, so let's talk about the life review. Now, we're not here to try and prove it's real or not. Instead, we're going to dive into what this whole idea can teach us about how we live our lives. Right here, right now, based on what people who've actually been there have to say.
Right out of the gate, let's just throw out the biggest idea most of us have. This image of a final judgment, right? A big courtroom in the sky, a judge with a gavel, and a final verdict. But what if that's not it at all? What if it's something way more personal and honestly, a lot more useful?
And this quote from Dolores Cannon, it just nails it. This is the perfect tone for our whole conversation today. Because the folks who talk about this, they don't describe a trial. They describe this incredible moment of understanding. The whole point isn't to punish you, it's for you to finally get it.
So, for our first part, let's look at how this whole thing actually works. What does it feel like? You can forget all the stuff you've seen in movies. We're going to look at what's been reported over and over again.
So what is it really? Well, one researcher, Raymond Moody, said it's like being surrounded by the material of your life. It's not just a quick highlight reel flashing before your eyes. No, it's totally immersive. And the key word here is comprehension. You're not just rewatching the movie of your life, you're finally understanding the script, the hidden meanings, every single scene.
And here's what's so fascinating. It's not the big life events that get the spotlight. Not the promotions, the graduations, none of that. Instead, the focus is on what some call micro moments. A certain tone of voice you used, a single glance, a tiny choice you made that you thought meant nothing. It's not about the drama. It's all about the impact.
And here's the reason why. See, in our day-to-day lives, our brains are basically giant spam filters, just trying to keep us sane. Well, the life review is what happens when those filters just drop. And suddenly you see and feel the full energetic result of everything you did, the whole ripple effect. And again, it's not for punishment. It's for clarity. It's for balance.
Okay, this next part, this leads us to what is, hands down, the most powerful and life-changing piece of this whole experience, what's called the empathy mirror.
This is the absolute core of it, and it is just staggering. You don't just see your life from your own perspective, you actually experience your own actions from the other side. You feel in your own being the joy you caused or the pain, the confusion, the comfort. You feel what they felt.
This quote from Daniel Brinkley just makes it so real, doesn't it? The empathy mirror completely bypasses all of our stories, our excuses, our rationalizations. It's not someone telling you what you did, it's a direct experience. You feel the consequences, good and bad, in a way that is just undeniable.
And this brings us to maybe the biggest lesson of the whole thing, the difference between our intention and our actual impact. We spend so much of our lives saying, oh, but I meant well. But in the review, the actual footprint we leave in someone else's heart, that becomes unavoidable. Your good intentions might help explain why you did something, but they don't erase the feeling it created in someone else. And this is so, so important. It's not just about the harm done. The empathy mirror is a two-way street. So many people are just blown away when they get to feel the positive ripples they created, often without ever knowing it. That time you really listened to someone and it changed their whole week. A simple word of encouragement that helped someone find their strength. You get to feel all of it.
All right, now for the part that's going to bend your brain a little bit. Let's talk about how the life review deals with time and memory, because it's a paradox that shows up in almost every single account.
Seriously, think about that for a second. People say the entire review happens in a flash, like in an instant. But at the same time, they say they can zoom in on any single moment of their life and experience it with more detail and clarity than when they actually lived it. So how on earth does that work? Well, this comparison is a brilliant way to picture it. In our physical life, time feels like a straight line, right? A corridor we're walking down. But the life review is described as something more like a landscape or a sphere. You can see the whole pattern all at once, and then you can just move your attention to any point within that landscape and explore it as deeply as you want.
And that's really the key. This is the big takeaway. Time is no longer the organizing principle. You're not being dragged chronologically from your birth to your death. Instead, your focus is guided by meaning, by significance. You move to the moments that hold the most learning for you, no matter when they happened.
Okay, so what? What's the point of knowing all this mind-bending stuff? Well, this is where we pivot. This final section isn't about some future event. It's about a practical way of living, right now. How can we use these insights today?
This quote from the incredible Elizabeth Kubler-Ross just grounds us in such a powerful reality. After spending her entire career with people at the end of their lives, she said the things that really haunt them aren't career mistakes or financial regrets. It's the unfinished business of the heart. And the life of you basically makes all that emotional truth impossible to ignore. The invitation here is, why wait? So how do we actually do this? Well, it kind of boils down to these 4 things. Practice repair. If you mess up, apologize. Make it right. Don't let things fester. Listen deeply. Really try to feel where the other person is coming from. That's your real-life empathy mirror. Choose to be you, authentically you, not who you think you're supposed to be. And finally, just speak love. Tell people you love them. Say thank you. Don't hold it in.
And let's wrap up with this powerful idea. Your life review isn't some test you're going to have to take someday. You are actively composing it right now with every choice, every word, every single day. It's like a living feedback system. The more aligned and true you are now, the clearer and more beautiful your review will be.
So, we'll just leave you with this. A question to carry with you. Not out of fear, but as a source of freedom. Knowing what you now know about this incredible experience of clarity and empathy, what one thing would you choose to do differently before the sun goes down today?